Welcome back to the Achieving Your Best Life YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. This is the channel where we talk about different ways for you to become the best version of you. And today we're going to be covering the 6 basic fears that other fears are rooted in. So these are actually called the root fears. Then it's also covered by Napoleon Hill in his Think and Grow Rich book. We're also going to end up giving you some strategies to try to overcome these fears. So make sure that you pay attention to the end of the video so you can get some of this information on how to overcome these fears. The first of the basic fears is the fear of poverty, the fear of financial insecurity or instability. And you can notice the symptoms of this one because it's doubt, worry, overcaution, procrastination. These are all signs of just being fearful that you won't have enough money to cover things. The second fear is the fear of criticism, and you can notice this one by its symptoms, which is self-consciousness, lack of personality, lack of ambition, lack of initiative, an inferiority complex. These are all symptoms that a person has a fear of criticism. The third fear is the fear of ill health. And you can notice this one by its symptoms, which is being involved in a lot of different fad exercise programs or fad diets, faking illnesses, abuse of alcohol and drugs, even painkillers. These are all symptoms that a person is suffering from the fear of ill health. The fourth fear is the fear of loss of the love of someone. And you can notice this by its symptoms, which include jealousy, gambling, overspending. These are all symptoms of the fear of the loss of love of someone. The next fear is the fear of old age. And you can notice this one by its symptoms, which are slowing down, talking a lot about how you're getting old, making excuses against exercising, saying that you're too old. The sixth root fear is the fear of death, and you can recognize it by its symptoms, which include thinking about death a lot, having a lack of purpose, having a lack of drive in one's occupation. All indicate that a person has a fear of their own mortality. Now, I'm going to talk about a 6-step approach that you can use to try to overcome these fears. Because fear, I heard Tony Robbins once say that an acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. So if you could just break down your fear to really what it is that you're afraid of, you can then more properly address it and try to overcome that fear. So we're going to get into talking about an approach that you can use to overcome fears. The first step is to identify your fear. So if you go back to earlier in this video, you can see what these 6 types of fear are and really try to pinpoint what it is that you're afraid of. The second step is to go ahead and acknowledge your fear. It's good that you could really figure out what it is that you are afraid of, because it may seem like you're afraid of one thing, but really at its root you are afraid of something else. So really try to acknowledge and identify what is it that you are truly afraid of. The third step is to accept that fear is just a sign that you have something to get prepared for. So don't look at it as something that you don't have control over. View it as something that you can actually prepare for. So once you've acknowledged your fear and you know that it's a sign that you need to prepare for something, get confident about what you can do to prepare. So start thinking about the different steps you can do and start to build your confidence behind the preparation that you could put in to address these fears, to realize that this fear is something that you really don't have to continue to be afraid of. The fifth thing you can do is get certain that you can and will overcome this fear. So really just start to build yourself up and get confident. You can use personal mantras to try to overcome any of these fears that you may be facing, to just build up a belief in yourself. Number 6, and finally, get excited to take action. Get excited and then take action. Take action to try to get out in front of whatever it is that you ultimately are afraid of. We all have these different things that cause us anxiety, and it can really typically be boiled down to 6 root fears that people have. So if we can identify those fears, we can use an approach to try to overcome those fears and realize that even in the worst case scenario, if these fears come true, then so what? Is there anything that we could have done about it? And if that's the case, then we need to do something about it. And if it's something we can't do anything about, then again, so what? Can't do anything about it anyway. So anyway, I'm glad that everybody who tuned into this video did. This is the Achieving Your Best Life YouTube channel, and we were talking about fear. So don't be afraid to click the like button, click the subscribe button, and click the notice bell so you can know when we come out with more videos. Again, everybody, thank you for tuning in.